Hello, and welcome to As Far as the Eye. This is a game. It is also a game that I don't know much about. This is, the best way I can describe it is a RTS style resource gathering game, but it's got turn-based civilization style movement and also base building elements, I guess. And it's a roguelite. It's kind of it's a weird concept to describe, but I've been playing it a little bit just to get the hang of it, and it's actually a pretty cool little game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and very quickly go through some of the tutorial stuff. I've only played the first 3 chapters, so there's definitely more stuff to learn. But in the first one, all they really do is teach you like how to move and stuff. So let's try and get through this. It's got some good... I mean, if you're into the exposition and stuff, I recommend you buy the game yourself. You can take your time doing that. I'm not going to bother too much with that in this video. Maybe a little bit, but... Alright, so this is Oku. This is your pupil, which is basically just the little characters that you control in the game. Yeah, so the objective of the game basically is to clear each stage before the timer runs out, and the timer represents the wave. The lore is something like there's a wave that comes once every cycle, whatever that is. And these guys are scattered around the world, and they're trying to get back to the Eye, which is some sort of a safe spot, I guess, before the wave reaches them. So in 30 turns, the wave will overtake this area, and we will lose the game. Here's the map. This being the tutorial, you only have one area and then the Eye. But I believe in like the main game it's infinite, or maybe it's something else. I don't really know. I haven't played the actual like roguelite mode yet, so I don't know for sure. Right, so you select that and you find out over on this side what it's going to cost you to get there. So this is the resource gathering element of the game. You're going to need wood, ore, and rations to get to the next part. So if we select our little dude, and I'm going to rotate slightly so that I can do that. Select Oku. There we go. So you have this hex map, and this is what I'm talking about with the civilization style movement. You right click and you say go to there, and then you have to pass your turn before they'll move. They spend movement points to move, and you can see that over here. There's 3 movement points, and the planes only cost 1, so very much civilization style. If you click on a point that they can't get to in 1 turn, they'll still go there. You just have to pass the turn multiple times, like so. And then other types of terrain cost more movement points. This one costs 4, so it's going to take 2 turns to get over. You go up there, and then you go over. And this here is your caravan. Your caravan is basically your home base. There's some interesting, slightly complicated stuff with the caravan and the buildings that we'll get to a little bit later. So, this is Lulu, the caravan. Go to the caravan. There we go. And now we've brought 40 ore to the stockpile. Now we just need wood. And they're going to guide us over to there. Here we go. There's some wood. Now you need to assign Oku to a building. Right, and I believe you don't have to, but if you don't have a building to assign them to, they'll go back to the caravan to deliver their resources. And that takes a lot of time, so... okay. Yeah, this part I'm still not 100% clear on. So you need to assign Oku to a building for resource drop-off. Oku only has Lulu, the caravan, to drop off any harvested resources. Select Oku, then right-click on the caravan and choose Wood. Oku will change appearance in the assigned building. End the turn to validate the action. So I think you can do it that way. I think you can also just click on the forest and do it that way, and they'll deliver it to the nearest building. So there might be some sort of benefit to that in the long run. I'm not sure. Yeah, so they change into a red panda to do the gathering, which is pretty cute. The art style in this game is great. It gets a little busy sometimes. Just makes it a little hard to see what you're doing, but it's not bad. I don't know what that means. Oku is a very experienced gatherer. It'll take 3 turns to collect wood. Let Oku work. The end turns until Oku's finished. Yeah, so you end up doing a lot of this, where you just kind of like sit there and end turns. Yeah, and then they'll deliver it back to the caravan. So now we just keep doing that. So at certain points, and they were telling me this over here, at certain points, bad things will happen. So the lightning has struck the forest that we were gathering at, so we have to go find another one. Wait, what does it say? I just have to pass this before I can move on, I guess. Right, okay. Assign Oku to harvest in the jungle by selecting Oku and right-clicking on the jungle. Yeah, so I guess you can right-click either on the tile that you want to harvest or the building that you want to harvest to, is the impression that I'm getting. Alright. So here they go. It's going to take forever. And what they're not telling us in this particular tutorial is that you actually have food that you need to manage, which they get to later. Okay, and then this is an interesting mechanic, which is basically how they prevent you from just taking everything with you. You have the storage space, and later on you can even put buildings in there. So that's Chapter 1. Chapter 2, we have 2 people. Like I said, I'm not going to focus on the story right now, or like ever. If you want the story, please go buy the game. It's on Steam. Just released a few days ago. Alright, let's see. So, they want us to open the map and look here. So, we have branching paths. And I imagine this plays into the roguelite element. This is, you know, classic Slay the Spire sort of strategy, where you have branching paths, and obviously in the tutorial they're only giving us 2, but that will be more complicated later, I'm sure. So, we don't know what we have on this map yet, so they want us to go explore. You'll never find pepkins on mountains or in lakes. Okay, so just on like mountain tiles like this. This is a hill, but like if it was a mountain. They don't mean like in a particular map. So, I go explore. There's some pepkins. Pepkins, fruits of some sort, I suppose. Oops. Alright. So this is kind of the basic loop of the game. Alright, what do we have here? We have stone here. And we have pepkins there, so I think that's actually all we need. But we can't mine the stone yet. They're going to tell us that in a minute, I'm pretty sure. So I guess I'll just come back over here. That's fine. With pepkins and some stone, you can go via the glacier, which is this route right here. It's a little confusing because, like, the glacier you're supposed to just infer is between here and your destination, which feels a little disconnected to me. Like, there's no... I don't know. But the basic gist of it is that you just need certain resources to get there, so that's what the glacier is supposed to mean. Pipkins are base resources and can be harvested via the caravan. Assign Shoot and Honky to do that. Cool. And then end the turn. So we're going to do that for a little bit until we have 540. These Pipkins are much further than the stockpile building. Much further than the stockpile building than the others. I think that's a typo, or I'm reading it wrong, I'm not sure. The pupil only has 3 MP per turn and will take much longer to go to and from between the hex and the stockpile. It'll take them many more turns to bring back the same amount of resources as the other pupil. Yeah, so because it's farther away, it's going to take longer to get back and forth, and we're not going to get them as fast, which is pretty intuitive. So 1 pupil will be sufficient for the Pepkins, and Honky can handle it. Meanwhile, Shit can go and collect some stone. I need to be careful when saying that name. I almost swore. Oh my god. If a closer resource hex is freed up, a pupil will go toward the closer hex at the end of their harvest cycle. Right, so if they finish up this, they'll find the nearest one. Right, so in order to get stone, we have to build a quarry. And the interesting thing here, which they don't really tell you, I think, maybe they do somewhere, is that there's 2 types of buildings, and that is permanent and mobile. The mobile buildings you can actually take with you to the next stage. The permanent buildings, you just build it and you have to leave it there. And you can't move it on the map either. But it costs less resources overall. So, that's definitely going to come into play later in the main game. Yeah. So, we're good. And then you go do this one and not the other one. Shut has become a bird to go build. Yeah, now you need to work it. So now we just keep passing turns until we have all the resources we need. Which should be about 4 turns, I think. Alright. Now we have it. Let's go ahead and go, and we need to take stuff with us. I kind of like this, Tetris Resident Evil inventory system. I think that's going to be a big factor later on. So, in order to get to the eye, we need 10 ore and 20 stone. Ah, yes, and so, when you get to a new tile, you start on the caravan, and you have to move the caravan into a position, and then it'll settle down, and then you can't move it anymore. So when I was playing this before, this is one thing that I did wrong at one point, is I took too long moving the caravan around, and didn't end up getting settled down in time, and I lost a bunch of time doing that. Alright, so explore the map, harvest the necessary resources. I think this is where the game starts to kind of let you do your thing a little bit. So you are going to do that. You are going to come over here, because I know we need wool. I've already played this, so just try and quickly. Okay, so now that we've explored the entire map, we can see that there's no ore on the map. But ore is one of the things we need, so we need to build a market. So, I'm going to instruct Shut to build a market, but we need a pack animal first. That's right, so do that. He has to go back to the caravan to change into the form where you can harvest a pack animal first, which is kind of annoying. But that's there intentionally, obviously, so. Okay, now you should be able to build the market. That's right. Right there. So, and we've got stone over here, so that's fine. An appendix can only be built adjacent to the caravan, so that's important. That matters where you set down your caravan to begin with. So this is what I mean about like the visual style being great, but it's a little busy sometimes. Is like on a screen like this, like you have to zoom back out and like rotate the camera in order to be able to tell what's going on sometimes. Alright, so after that, we kind of need another quarry. So we need wood to get the quarry, so I'm going to assign is that shoot? Yeah. I'm going to assign shoot to gathering wood. I'm going to leave Hunky on gathering pepkins for now, I suppose. I guess at this stage, because it's still the tutorial, we don't actually need the pepkins to survive, so I'll move them off of that. I lost the third stage of the campaign 3 times. Not 3 times, 2 times. Because I wasn't harvesting pepkins properly. So I have a little bit of PTSD about that. So we're going to need 100 to build the quarry. And then we're going to need 80 or 50 to move on to the next stage. So in total we need 150 wood. But once we get just over 100, we can get you to build a quarry right there. So we can start harvesting stone, and then we're going to trade some of that stone for ore. Because stone is a pretty valuable resource. If we were to try and trade wood for it, we need to, yeah. Oh, yeah. Harvest some stone. The market does not need a people to operate, yeah. The jungle has been decimated. The tribe has collected all the wood from this jungle. Pupils are respectful people who only take what they need. A pupil has no sense of ownership, so little that they don't even have their own assigned beds, etc., etc. So there's some sort of an ominous message here about like nature does not forgive easily and will punish a harmful tribe. I don't know what that means. I have not encountered that yet, so excited to find out what that means. I guess you can harvest pepkins. That's fine. Just don't take resources you don't need. I mean, at this point, all I really need is stone and ore, but there's only one stone spot on the map, so kinda, I don't know what to do about that exactly. But now that we have 100 stone, what am I looking at? I need to rotate. Okay. Again, a little visually busy sometimes, but that's fine. I'm sure I'll get used to it over time. Alright, so what I want is I want ore, and I'm willing to trade stone for it. 10 stone for 1 ore. I need 10 ore, right? Yeah, so I need 100 stone, which I do have. So, there we go. Now we just need to get 120 stone. Complete the halt objective. Yeah. So, keep going with that. Yeah, and you can't assign multiple people to the same thing. Like I can't assign this guy to collect stone because this building cannot host any more pupils. So that's a little limiting in this sort of case, and in the future we might have to figure out ways around that. Either by building more buildings or trying to settle the caravan near to a source of whatever. With stone, you need a building to collect it, so that's not relevant here. But for instance, lumber, settling near a source of lumber is a good idea. Pupils are able to sense oncoming vagaries. However, unexperienced pupils are not very good at predicting their arrival and can only sense them 5 turns before they occur. Okay, so that's this down here. Interesting. Next turn, your workers will be struck with a bad fever. Unassign them from their tasks to give them some rest by having them move. Okay. So, how do I just unassign? Like, if I wanted to make you, I guess, just move to the current tile. Continue. I mean, I still need 40. Okay. Overwork. The work may be too intense, or is it a warning from the spirits? Okay. I'm not sure what that means. I didn't get that last time. That's a little weird. Maybe it's because I was harvesting too many pepkins. I'm not sure why I was slower that time than when I did it in practice. It's a little weird. But anyway. That's that one. Let's see, how long have I been going for? 20 minutes? Okay. So if I've been going for 20 minutes, then I'm going to go ahead and call it there. That's episode 1. And episode 2, I'm going to hopefully finish, well, probably not. If it took me a whole episode to do the first 2 chapters, then it might take me 3 episodes to finish the whole campaign. We'll see. Anyway, this is a new game. I'm going to try and put it out every other day, maybe, for a while, until I get bored of it. So, yeah, good game. See you later.